Hello everyone, my name is David Jamison, and today I'm here to share with you how you can increase your enjoyment while trailering to your campsite and how you can once and for all have the peace of mind that you're actually safe on the road while pulling a travel trailer. Basically, I'm here today to share with you a technique that will completely eliminate trailer sway forever. First, with the basics. I'll go over trailering using a simple hitch ball, trailering with a hitch ball, weight distribution, and friction bars, and lastly, how to eliminate sway altogether. See, physics tells us something very simple. If we pull a trailer on a hitch ball, that physics ensure that the trailer will sway. But first, what is sway? Trailer sway is defined by many and in more ways than you can imagine. But first, let's describe it as this. It's the oscillation of the trailer around the hitch ball, which results in extra force on the tow vehicle. It increases in amplitude and creates unstable movement beyond the control of the driver. In normal human speak, it basically means when the trailer you're towing starts swinging back and forth to a point where you are legitimately in danger of having an accident. A ball hitch by design will sway. What typical sway control hitches do is try to control the sway, basically admitting the trailer will sway and then just hoping for the best. If you go online and look up trailer sway accidents, you'll see that 90% or greater of these accidents, the photos that you find online, took place with weight distribution and friction control devices attached. The problem is that they don't work. If they did, we wouldn't have sway accidents and our technique would not be needed. Using one of these conventional hitches is like eating a gallon of ice cream and then chasing it down with a diet pill. Okay? Fortunately, there are solutions, and we're going to go over those right now. Everything I just described to you obviously sounds pretty scary, and for good reason. Luckily for us, though, there are 3 ways of dealing with this inherent problem. 1, you can adjust your style of driving in order to safely deal with the ineffective conventional hitch I just described. You should figure out how to actually practice it too. I wish I could tell you how to practice it, but I can't help you with that one. 2, you can spend tens of thousands of dollars or more and get a nice big pickup, lose the use of the bed, get rid of your old SUV, lose the benefit of an SUV, and then pay for upcharge yourself for a 5th wheel. So go spend a lot of money. Or 3, you can configure your rig to completely eliminate sway by not allowing the physics to be present. And I'm going to say that again. You can configure your rig to completely eliminate sway by not allowing the physics to be present. So let's go over the first one for tolerating trailer sway. Next, for those of you that don't want the hassles of having to worry about this kind of trouble on the road, I'll explain how to set yourself up and not allow sway to happen, period. So whether it's uneven road surfaces, tires dropping off the shoulder of the road, sharp turns, or even avoiding aggressive drivers, there are countless situations where trailer sway is going to occur when you're using conventional sway control hitches. While it certainly doesn't make for the most enjoyable driving experience, the short list of tips for traveling more safely on a standard hitch includes keeping your speed down, not oversteering, not braking hard, and accelerating out of the fishtail, manually applying your trailer brakes repeatedly. This list is short but vital to your safety. If you're out on the road with a regular hitch, they may not be fun and they may not be convenient, but if you hold true to all 4 of these tips, your odds of safely handling trailer sway may go up a few percentage points. There's just one important issue you're going to want to keep in mind. Even when people know these tips, they still don't always do the right thing at the right time because they are not properly trained. Firefighters, police, military, athletes, race car drivers, they all repeatedly train for their important situations to come up so that their muscle memory takes over and they automatically have the correct response. You're no different, and if you think you are, I suggest you explain that one to your loved ones. Tell your family you're going to ignore physics. I dare you. The tips mentioned above are not standard driving behavior that you have mastered. Think about it. You haven't mastered these skills, so unless you've actually trained yourself to automatically respond to difficult driving situations in the proper way, your first instinct will be likely to do the opposite of what those tips suggest. That's where things get real dangerous real fast. Many trailer owners only get out on the road on weekends. Even worse, every few months. Is that really enough time to ingrain the proper responses into your brain, giving you the ability to react 100% perfectly within a fraction of a second? I highly doubt that. And it can be even an issue for those who are out every day. We're all just way too used to driving in a certain style and reacting instinctively when we feel our vehicle is moving in any way that it shouldn't be moving. We're used to oversteering, overcorrecting, overbraking, because in other situations without a trailer, they actually work. But with trailer sway, these actions will only end up losing control. In the end, while it can be done if you're really diligent, keeping yourself safe on the road using conventional hitch, unfortunately, ends up being way more of a hassle than it should be. The only reason to ever even consider hauling with a conventional hitch, in my opinion, is that it's during an absolute emergency. But when you think about all the money you've invested in everything else and the fact that you want to enjoy your time on the road, I'm guessing you probably prefer an option that eliminates all these problems instead. After all, rather than using a hitch that's designed to control trailer sway, why not just install a system that eliminates it entirely? This is a better solution. The choice is going to be yours, of course, but it comes down to whether you want to trust yourself to react properly in a split-second moment that you need and deal with the stress of always anticipating these problems coming out of nowhere, or whether you just want to say the heck with it and you want a hitch and a system that's designed to completely eliminate it, not attempt to control it before it's even happened. If you prefer to let the hitch take care of everything or the system take care of everything and maintain the trailer stability for you, the industry-leading choice for this is called the ProPride 3P hitch. That is 3P, which stands for pivot, point, projection. Pivot, point, projection. It's a patented technology that completely eliminates trailer sway caused by passing trucks, high winds, even road surfaces, poor trailer design, poor trailer loading, and even driver input into the tow vehicle. The difference in performance comes straight from its design, which is based on the universal laws of physics. The distinction between a 3P hitch and a standard one is simple. It's all in the wording, actually. We refer to most hitches as sway control because they're only designed to try to dampen the trailer sway after it's already begun. Going to say that again. The hitches now, the conventional ones, are called sway control because they're admitting that sway will take place and it's going to do its darndest to not allow it. What the 3P does is eliminate sway, eliminates the chance using physics. You see, all conventional travel trailers, like I've described earlier in this report, are designed to pivot on the hitch coupler. This allowed side-to-side movement on the ball, giving the driver more control at slower speeds and while turning corners. But again, that side-to-side movement on the ball is also where trailer sway begins, since it applies a steering torque into the tow vehicle and causes you to have to steer it manually to control it. Control becomes very difficult when the sway forces the hitch in too much to counteract it. Control becomes very difficult when the sway forces on the hitch is too much to counteract it. The pivot point projection 3P hitch operates completely different. The 3P hitch is attached to the coupler of the trailer, which locks out the side-to-side movement on the ball hitch. Any outside forces that attempt to pivot the trailer at the coupler are instead projected toward the rear axle of the tow vehicle. eliminating the lever arm which acts on the tow vehicle when using a conventional hitch. Sound familiar? Sounds a lot like a fifth wheel, doesn't it? With the 3P, rather than having a swinging lever at the end of your tow vehicle that can spiral out of control, there's an impenetrable level of stability that allows the tow vehicle and trailer to essentially become one long truck. With this extra stability, you don't have to manually correct trailer sway with your steering because it corrects itself before it ever becomes an issue. After all, there's no movement on the hitch ball and therefore no leverage to throw the trailer off balance. Remember earlier when I mentioned that most conventional hitches can be thrown off by even a minor road imperfection, and how drivers' natural survival instincts to steer back and forth unintentionally creates more instability. Sway correction issues don't happen with the 3P because drivers don't even feel the sway to begin with because sway cannot happen. Physics guarantee us this. Sway correction issues don't happen with the 3P because drivers don't even feel the sway to begin. That's because it cannot happen with the 3P. And physics, again, what I'm saying here, physics guarantees this. It's physics that does this for us. In other words, it's impossible to experience trailer sway if you're using a ProPride 3P hitch. And by making it impossible for trailer sway to even occur, you're not only providing a higher level of safety, but you're also taking that huge concern out of your mind so that you can just actually enjoy your time on the road, just the way you always wanted. The only bad news is now that you know you can actually enjoy your time out on the road, if you have the right hitch, you'll always notice when your conventional sway control isn't working as well as it should. You'll think about it every time you feel that outside force starting to throw you off and you have to quickly correct it. Now you'll be knowing that you can actually eliminate sway once and for all by making one small change, and that's by installing the ProPride 3P. The only question now is whether you're finally ready to make the switch and give yourself the gift of driving experience you've always dreamed of. It's time to solve this once and for all so that you can finally enjoy life on the road without having to constantly worry about losing control of your vehicle. We both realize this ultimately comes down not only to you and your family's trust and safety, but to your ease and comfort as well. That's why I want to give you something. I want to give you the direct line to someone that can answer any little question or any giant question you may have. So do me a favor, grab the phone, dial 1-800-960-4767. Ask for Brent or Alex, and then you can ask them anything you want, and they'll probably even have a surprise gift for you. They'll be able to direct you to videos, they'll be able to direct you to photos, they'll be able to direct you to information packages, anything you need. Just give Brent or Alex a call, 800-960-4767. And also, because we're so confident that you'll love your 3P, we offer a 60-day money-back, 100% no questions asked guarantee. We'll pay the shipping both ways. Seriously. You want to know why we do this? It's easy. Nobody returns these suckers. They love them. And we don't, but here's the thing, during our busy seasons, we often run out of inventory. So we make them as fast as we can. So if you don't want it, send it back. We got people waiting. Seriously. We remove the risk from you. We'll take 100%, but that's how confident we are. We know that you're going to love it. The website is www.propridehitch.com. Very easy to remember. And there's volumes of videos and information on our site too. That's propridehitch.com. And if you were super bored, or let's say it's raining at your campsite, you could literally kill a weekend with the volume of information we have on our site. Videos, pictures, you name it. Tons of good stuff, interviews. And some of my favorites of the links are, and we'll pop these links up right here. They should be coming up here. Myths about towing. We'll debunk all the myths. Do friction-based hitches really work? Understanding trailer sway, and one of my favorites, hundreds of 5-star reviews. You can read what other people write and how we've even had people say that it has saved their marriage because they're able to travel without stress. The website also has a link where you can join our free Facebook group and read some of the glowing feedback from many of our raving fans. In fact, they are so into it, most of them can describe the system just as easily as we can here at ProPride. It's a very solid community of satisfied customers who made the switch and have never looked back. And for those of you that might want to continue to stick it out with one of these conventional sway control hitches, my only plea to you is that please go back and review the safety tips mentioned earlier. They may not be fun and your driving experience won't be the most convenient, but you will be better insured with safety and well-being for you and your family. If you're ready to ensure the health and safety of your family and enjoy your driving experience from here and enjoy it from here on out, we look forward to receiving your order for our patented ProPride 3P hitch and shipping it out to you immediately. And guess what? We even have installers willing and able to help you no matter where you're located in the United States. There's people ready, willing, and able to come over to your place and install it for you. And that's basically it for now. So here's to you stepping up and making this happen for you and your family. And I got a couple of little notes here at the very end. You'll see in the letter down below there the PS's. We have yet to have anyone say that the 3P was not worth the expense. Not one single person out of thousands of purchases. Nobody that's purchased it has ever said that it was not worth the money. And two, if you think this stuff doesn't apply to you, then I guess I did a real crappy job explaining the laws of physics. This is a solution to an inevitable outcome. I'm giving you a solution to something there's no other way to solve other than going to fifth wheel or practicing your driving. And lastly, nobody in the industry, the RV industry, wants to talk about these issues because they basically be admitting that towing a travel trailer is one of the most dangerous things you can do on the road. And I'm going to leave you with that thought today. This is David Jamison from ProPride Industries, the home of the 3P ProPride hitch, and I want to thank you for joining me.